Americans are known for innovation, but sometimes that creativity gets weird. What do you get when frugality meets zero shame? Cardboard curtains, spaghetti bookmarks, and cats yelling at microwaves. These aren't tips. They're full-blown lifestyle choices. So buckle up for 101 ridiculous things Americans actually did to save money. Some are clever, some are tragic. All of them unforgettable. 1. A man in Vermont cut his heating bills to zero by collecting free advertising newspapers from around the neighborhood and burning them in his wood stove. He proudly claimed, "Nothing warms the soul like bacon discounts on fire." His house always smelled like a print shop at breakfast. But his heating costs? Non-existent. 2. A couple in Texas decided to stop using toilet paper to save money. Instead, they made reusable family cloths from old t-shirts. They even had a laundry system dedicated to cleaning them. Saving cash? Sure. But inviting guests over? Probably not on the table. 3. One frugal American cooked all of his meals using only a coffee maker for a whole year. From oatmeal to poached fish, he proudly posted tutorials online. Let's just say his coffee pot had seen better days and smelled like salmon by month 3. 4. A woman in California used free condiment packets from fast food places to create entire meals. Her ketchup soup became infamous in online thrift forums, and she once made taco night using only hot sauce, saltine crackers, and crushed peanuts. 5. To avoid buying clothes, a man wore the same outfit every day for over 6 years. He justified it by saying, "Einstein did it too." His wardrobe: 5 identical gray t-shirts, 2 pairs of jeans, and an unbeatable laundry routine of once a week, whether it needed it or not. 6. One thrifty retiree cut out his heating bill by spending winters riding public buses all day. He claimed it was cheaper than running a heater, and he got to meet new people and see the city. Although bus drivers eventually started recognizing and avoiding his stop. 7. A family in Ohio reused their dishwater to flush toilets and water plants. They installed a DIY hose system from the sink to the bathroom using duct tape and lots of optimism. The money saved? Impressive. The smell? Less so. 8. In Florida, a man collected nearly 10,000 hotel soaps over 2 decades and used them exclusively for bathing, washing clothes, and even brushing his teeth. When asked why, he said, "It's all soap. Just got to believe in it." 9. A college student lived for an entire semester on free food samples from grocery stores. He mapped out sample schedules, posed as different customers, and even made reviews for the stores to keep the samples flowing. His GPA may have suffered, but his food budget was zero. 10. One extreme saver claimed he didn't need a fridge. He buried a cooler in his backyard and called it nature's refrigerator. Ice packs from work lunches were rotated daily, and he insisted it kept cheese fresh for days. His roommates, however, started labeling their food, "Eat at your own risk." 11. One man in Utah refused to buy toothpaste for over a decade. Instead, he crafted his own mix using baking soda, crushed mint leaves, and powdered clay. He swore it left his mouth feeling earthy and pure, though friends claimed he smelled like a freshly dug garden bed. Dental hygienists, however, were far less enthusiastic. 12. A retired couple in Ohio turned extreme couponing into a 7-day-a-week obsession. With binders full of clippings and an Excel sheet for every product category, they once walked out of a grocery store with 200 cans of soup and $3 and change. Their garage became a mini-mart. Even their dog had a shelf labeled pet deals. 13. A man in Illinois built his own solar oven out of a pizza box, tin foil, and cling wrap. He used it to cook everything from hot dogs to scrambled eggs, sometimes with success, sometimes with melted failure. He swore it saved him money and taught patience. His neighbors just wondered why their cul-de-sac always smelled like burned burritos. 14. A woman in California dried her laundry exclusively in the microwave to avoid electricity costs. She claimed it was the fastest green solution available. That theory fell apart when her microwave short-circuited mid-sock session, filling the kitchen with the smell of melted polyester and regret. She now line dries everything. Indoors. 15. A frugal artist in Oregon created paper towels out of old t-shirts, sewing them into reusable squares she called table textiles. She color-coded them by function: blue for spills, red for meals, yellow for guests. One friend accidentally used a window rag as a napkin and has never returned for dinner since. 16. An intern in San Francisco avoided grocery shopping for months by mastering the city's free sample circuit. From Costco to farmers markets to tech expos, he always knew where to get a bite. His proudest moment? Eating an entire 3-course meal using nothing but cheese cubes, demo crackers, and trial energy drinks. 17. A Florida man refused to buy trash bags. Instead, he hoarded plastic grocery bags under his sink, enough to supply a small village. His system included a rotation chart, bag folding tutorials, and a top-tier bag drawer. When asked about recycling, he said, "I am the ecosystem." His kitchen, however, smelled like stale fries. 18. In Colorado, a woman decided watering her lawn was financially irresponsible. So she spray-painted it green every Saturday morning using hardware store paint. Her yard looked great on Instagram, less so in person. After the first rain, it resembled a tie-dye shirt from the 70s. Her dog still refuses to lie on it. 19. One minimalist bachelor proudly lives without any furniture. His living room is just a yoga mat and a lamp. "Simplicity is freedom," he said. His guests, however, didn't appreciate having to sit cross-legged during movie nights. When asked where he stores things, he replied, "I don't. That's what the car trunk is for." 20. A couple in Nevada hacked hotel breakfast buffets without ever booking a room. They'd dress nicely, walk in like regular guests, and load up on waffles and bacon. Their secret? Absolute confidence. They even once brought Tupperware. Eventually, one manager caught on, but only after they cleaned out the pancake machine. 21. One man tried making his own deodorant from lemon juice, baking soda, and coconut oil. For a few days, it worked. Then came the summer heat wave. His coworkers complained. Someone anonymously gifted him antiperspirant, and by week's end, his office nickname was Citrus Crisis. He now uses store-bought, extra strength. 22. In Seattle, a man canceled his garbage service and burned all his trash in a backyard fire pit. "It's primitive, cost-effective, and I feel like a Viking," he said. His neighbors didn't appreciate the weekly smog or the mysterious smell of melting plastic. Eventually, the fire department got involved. Spoiler, it wasn't a fan. 23. A woman surrounded her garden with dollar store mirrors to multiply sunlight. Her tomato yield doubled. So did her neighbors' complaints. At high noon, her backyard turned into a budget version of a laser maze. Birds avoided the area. Planes overhead blinked in confusion. Her tomatoes, however, were excellent. 24. One gym-averse man turned his local Costco parking lot into a personal workout arena. He sprinted past minivans, did push-ups on shopping carts, and used watermelons as kettlebells. "Why pay for fitness?" he boasted. One day, security asked him to leave. He responded by power walking to the exit with perfect form. 25. A college student baked lasagna on his car dashboard during a 110-degree heat wave. It took 6 hours, a meat thermometer, and a lot of optimism. He documented it all on TikTok and even got a sponsorship offer from a cookware brand. His roommates, however, never rode in that car again. It still smells like oregano. 26. A man in Nevada used expired coupons in a strange way. He didn't try to redeem them. Instead, he sold them on eBay as collector's nostalgia packs. He claimed people bought them for scrapbooking. He once made $40 off a bundle of 2014 yogurt discounts. His logic? Some people collect stamps. I collect regrets. 27. A DIY fanatic replaced all his light bulbs with solar garden lights, indoors. Every morning, he charged them in the backyard, then redistributed them through his house at sunset. Romantic? Maybe. Practical? Not when you're brushing your teeth in near darkness while holding a plastic lawn stake. 28. One woman used her oven for everything: cooking, heating, drying clothes. "It's a triple-function tool," she boasted. After one laundry session, her leggings melted onto the rack. She called it an accidental sculpture. Her landlord called it a violation. 29. A New Jersey man refused to pay for car washes. Instead, he waited for heavy rain, parked under trees, and let nature rinse and buff his sedan. The result? A clean roof, a muddy base, and more bird poop than actual shine. He called it environmental detailing. 30. In Alabama, a man started washing dishes in his backyard kiddie pool to save water. He claimed the sun helped sterilize everything. The neighborhood squirrels disagreed, often dragging off forks mid-dry. He lost 3 spoons and a salad spinner that summer. 31. A man in Ohio proudly avoided buying kitchen utensils by using only chopsticks for everything. Scrambled eggs, chopsticks, soup, chopsticks, and a lot of patience. He called it minimalist utensil efficiency. His guests, however, drew the line at birthday cake. Watching someone eat frosting with 2 sticks is an experience you don't forget. 32. A couple in Texas banned using paper napkins to cut costs. Instead, every guest was issued a personal cloth napkin upon arrival, embroidered with their name. It was cute until someone spilled chili and had to carry a soggy rag around like a badge of dishonor for the rest of the evening. 33. A man swore off shampoo entirely and replaced it with a weekly rinse of apple cider vinegar and rainwater. He stored the rainwater in mason jars labeled by date. Friends said his hair looked like a hay bale, but he insisted it was chemically free and financially victorious. 34. A guy in Arizona avoided buying ice by freezing Ziploc bags of water in winter and hoarding them in a dedicated ice chest. He rationed them out during the summer like he was in an apocalyptic bunker. Guests at his BBQs were told, "No seconds on cubes." 35. One woman saved on home decor by covering her walls in flattened cereal boxes. "Colorful, personal, and reflective of my breakfast journey," she explained. Her living room looked like a preschool art project with a sugar addiction. Guests were afraid to lean on anything for fear of crunching. 36. A college student turned his broken mini-fridge into a bookshelf to avoid buying furniture. "Cool reads," he joked. He stacked textbooks inside, taped the door open, and added a desk lamp on top. His roommate wasn't thrilled about storing cereal next to thermodynamics. But hey, no one said frugal can't be functional. 37. A couple remodeled their backyard using only furniture they found on curbs. The result was a mix of lawn chairs, a broken fountain, and a dining table with 3 legs and a bucket. They called it eco-conscious chic. Their guests brought folding chairs and tetanus shots. 38. A woman refused to buy dog shampoo and instead washed her poodle using all-natural dish soap and herbal tea. The poodle always smelled like chamomile but had the fluff texture of a loofah. The vet said, "Well, at least it's not toxic." Probably. 39. A frugal dad set all clocks in his house 5 minutes ahead to reduce energy usage. He believed that shortening shower time, oven preheats, and TV hours by illusion would compound into savings. His kids started brushing teeth in 18 seconds flat. The electricity bill barely moved. 40. A man in Montana used his backyard trampoline as a bed to save on mattress costs. He claimed sleeping under the stars boosted melatonin. What he didn't expect? One windy night and a trip to the neighbor's yard mid-snooze. He called it mobile dreaming. The dog next door disagreed. 41. A man in Wisconsin cut his coffee expenses by harvesting and roasting acorns from his backyard tree. He called it forest espresso. The taste? Described by one brave guest as campfire dirt with a hint of regret. He now drinks it daily and insists it grows on you, like moss. 42. One woman banned all heating during winter and instead wore 3 layers of sweaters and a sleeping bag around the house. She even cut armholes into it for mobility. Her kids nicknamed her Couch Mummy. The utility bill dropped. Her fashion credibility did not recover. 43. A guy in Georgia built a treadmill out of wood, bike parts, and roller skate wheels. It creaked like an old ship, but technically worked. He ran daily with headphones blasting to drown out the noise. His motto: sweat, save, survive. His floorboards disagreed. 44. To avoid buying Halloween costumes, a family used only household items. One kid went as a static cling accident, covered in socks and dryer sheets. Another was a haunted mop. Neighbors loved it. Their teenage son? Not so much. 45. A woman proudly fed her family using only items found in the clearance bin. Every dinner was a mystery box challenge: expired couscous, dented soup cans, and mystery meat labeled only in Spanish. She called it budget cuisine. Her husband started secretly ordering takeout. 46. A man in Maine made his own dishwasher detergent using salt, lemon peels, and baking soda. It worked until he added vinegar and flooded the kitchen with foam. He called it a learning moment. His landlord called it a biohazard. 47. One guy trained his parrot to screech. Close the fridge every time someone lingered too long. It saved electricity. It also traumatized every dinner guest. The parrot eventually started yelling at the microwave too. Total savings: $2 a month and 5 friendships. 48. A frugal DIYer cut sponges in half to double their lifespan. Then he cut those in half again. By the end of the year, he was washing dishes with squares the size of postage stamps. He called it precision cleaning. His girlfriend bought a dishwasher. 49. A man in Nebraska refused to buy pet food, so he cooked all his dog's meals from scratch. Rice, eggs, and boiled chicken became the new normal. The dog was thrilled until the man started taste testing it himself to make sure it was seasoned properly. 50. One couple lived without a fridge. They stored perishables in a cooler on the porch and used winter air as natural refrigeration. Summer, they went fully shelf-stable. By August, they survived on crackers, canned beans, and iced tea made in a jar on the windowsill. 51. A college student in Oregon replaced all paper products with old math homework. Napkins, notes, even tissues. Everything got recycled. Every mistake has a purpose, he joked while wiping his nose on calculus. He passed economics, barely. Sanitation, still questionable. 52. A woman cut her laundry bill by only washing clothes after wearing them 3 times. She called it slow fashion meets lazy laundry. Color-coded hangers indicated how many wears remained. The system collapsed when her gym shirts hit level 3. 53. A man in Texas installed mirrors on his roof to redirect moonlight and avoid using outdoor lights. He claimed it gave his garden a cosmic glow. In reality, it confused the neighbor's cat and may have caused one minor UFO sighting. 54. One woman learned basic plumbing just to fix her own sink with dollar store tools and YouTube tutorials. The result: working drain, flooded cabinet, and a very confused plumber who later fixed her repairs and offered a discount, out of pity. 55. A man recharged his disposable batteries by shaking them vigorously and putting them in the freezer overnight. It's energy CPR, he claimed. He once got an extra 2 minutes out of a TV remote. He spent more time shaking batteries than watching TV. 56. A man in Arizona built his own air conditioner using a styrofoam cooler, a fan, and frozen water bottles. It worked for about 15 minutes. After that, it was just a wet box blowing lukewarm hope. He called it Arctic breeze on a budget. His wife called it a damp disaster. 57. A woman refused to buy greeting cards. Instead, she reused old ones by scratching out names and writing her own with marker. Her family got the same Happy Birthday Uncle Ted card 5 years in a row, with Ted aggressively crossed out and Mom written over it in glitter pen. 58. A college roommate boiled pasta, strained it, then reused the water for tea. It's just weed-infused, he argued. The tea? Murky. The smell? Unforgivable. His logic? Efficiency is flavor. His roommates eventually gifted him a kettle, out of survival instinct. 59. One couple threw a bring-your-own-food wedding reception to save on catering. Guests were asked to RSVP with their dish. The result? A buffet of chips, grocery store cookies, and 11 potato salads. The vows were beautiful. The coleslaw, questionable. 60. A man in North Carolina used his dishwasher as a closet. Why let that empty space go to waste, he said. Plates were stored in the oven, socks in the dryer, and his fridge, full of books. He called it kitchen minimalism. The fire marshal called it unsafe storage. 61. A woman refused to buy cat toys. Instead, she gave her pets old receipts, hair ties, and Q-tips. One kitten developed a strange obsession with bottle caps and attacked any soda left unattended. Her cats were entertained. Her guests were startled. 62. To avoid car repairs, a guy duct-taped his bumper back on, then drew flames on the tape with Sharpie. "It's speed tape," he joked. The car looked like a kindergarten art project. The local mechanic left a flyer on the windshield that simply said, "Please stop." 63. A man reused birthday candles until they were barely wicks with wax dust. He kept a drawer full of burned-down stubs and matched them like a puzzle each year. "Every flame has a story," he said. His niece, turning 6, asked why her cake smelled like crayons. 64. A woman washed Ziploc bags so many times they had faded to translucency. She dried them with clothespins on a string across her living room. Friends joked it looked like she was air-drying ghosts. She insisted they were seasoned storage tools. 65. One man didn't buy any furniture. Instead, he sat on stacked moving boxes covered in thrift store blankets. When guests asked, he called it modular living. The boxes eventually sagged. His back did too. Still, he saved $400 on a couch. 66. A minimalist mom used one towel for the whole family. "We air dry in shifts," she explained. Kids were assigned time slots, and the towel was hung on a timer. It saved on laundry, yes, but also permanently erased privacy from their home. 67. A guy built his own shower caddy using string, soup cans, and an old coat hanger. It worked, sort of, until one can filled with water and fell on his foot. He now showers without accessories and swears, "Minimalism is pain." 68. To avoid winter gas bills, a woman used her oven to heat the kitchen, and only the kitchen. She closed all other doors and worked, ate, and slept in there for 2 months. Her cat adapted well. Her husband relocated to the garage. 69. A family made homemade soda using seltzer water and melted popsicles. "It's thrifty fizz," they said. The flavor? Somewhere between strawberry medicine and freezer burn. Guests were offered Cherry Chill No. 7. Nobody asked what happened to flavors 1 through 6. 70. A man cooked hot dogs using his car's engine heat. Wrapped in foil, wedged near the manifold, and driven for 20 minutes. He called it Meals on Wheels. It worked, sort of, until the time the foil split. That engine smell never came out. 71. One man refused to buy bookmarks. Instead, he used spaghetti noodles. "They're biodegradable and they fit any book," he said. Sometimes they snapped. Sometimes they cooked inside a steamy novel. One fell out mid-church service. Now his Bible smells like marinara. 72. A woman collected hotel soaps and stitched them together into a megabar using dental floss. She called it Frankensoap. The texture? Questionable. The scent? Overwhelming. It once made her dog sneeze 5 times in a row. She was still proud of her zero-waste luxury. 73. A dad in Ohio built a backyard barbecue using bricks, an upside-down shopping cart, and a broken satellite dish. He grilled hot dogs on coat hangers and flipped burgers with an old license plate. He called it Grillbilly engineering. The burgers, crunchy in parts. 74. A man in Georgia refused to buy light bulbs for over a year. Instead, he used only holiday string lights left up year-round. His bedroom glowed red and green in July, and guests often asked if they had walked into a Christmas-themed bar. He called it mood lighting with a budget. 75. One woman replaced her high heels with upside-down wine bottles taped to flip-flops. "Fashion-forward and functional," she claimed. She wore them to a cousin's wedding and got stuck in a sidewalk crack for 12 minutes. When she finally broke free, the band had already played her entrance song twice. 76. A college student made all his furniture from pizza boxes. He had a nightstand, lamp base, and bookshelf, all dominoes. Sustainability meets style, he said. Guests avoided sitting down. During one party, a chair collapsed under a backpack. He blamed weak crust structure. 77. To avoid winter coats, one man layered 12 shirts and 2 windbreakers. Like an onion, he explained. It worked, until he tried entering a revolving door and got stuck. Firefighters rescued him. He thanked them, then asked if they could validate parking. 78. A woman replaced her curtains with old bed sheets stapled to broomsticks. Boho cheek, she insisted. One gust of wind and the whole setup flew off like a parachute. Her neighbor's dog found it 3 blocks away and used it as a bed. 79. A guy in Florida taped foam pool noodles to his car doors instead of buying bumper guards. It's soft, it works, and it's beach ready, he said. It did cushion one fender bender. It also melted in the heat and fused with his paint, permanently. 80. A couple used an unplugged tanning bed as their main heating system during winter. They slept inside it fully clothed, claiming it trapped body heat like a cocoon. It worked until their dog crawled in too, turned sideways, and locked them in for 6 hours. They now own a proper space heater and a very smug dachshund. 81. A man covered his cracked phone screen with plastic wrap. It's like a temporary screen protector, he said. It smudged constantly, ripped weakly, and once fused to the glass in the sun. His friends chipped in to buy him a real one, for everyone's sake. 82. A woman used her broken umbrella as a sunshade in her car. It was jammed in the dashboard with duct tape and hope. One gust of wind during highway driving sent it flying out the window. Her sunglasses flew after it. Her dignity stayed behind. 83. To avoid expensive razors, a guy sharpened his old one on denim jeans. He called it blade buffing. It worked, kind of. By week 3, his chin looked like it fought a lawnmower. He switched to scissors, still cuts his stubble one hair at a time. 84. A man insulated his windows with bubble wrap instead of plastic film. It's like tiny double-paned glass, he claimed. His heating bill dropped a bit. His house also looked like a greenhouse run by kindergartners. Bonus: great stress relief during arguments. 85. A frugal pet owner made cat litter out of shredded newspaper and baking soda. The cat rejected it. The smell did not. One guest asked if the place was under renovation. He said, "Nope, just low-cost sanitation." The guest left. So did the cat, twice. 86. One woman collected leftover condiments from every restaurant visit and organized them in a labeled tackle box. Ketchup, mustard, soy sauce, everything had a slot. She even brought it to barbecues. Her motto? Why buy when the world is seasoned for free? 87. One woman turned old piano keys into kitchen cabinet handles. Vintage chic, she called it. Guests called it confusing, especially when trying to open the silverware drawer and accidentally played chopsticks. Her kitchen became a musical minefield. 88. A guy in Las Vegas used expired glow sticks for nighttime lighting. He cracked 50 of them into jars and lined his hallway like a runway. After 30 minutes, the glow faded, and he tripped over his dog. He now owns a flashlight and a limp. 89. A woman lined her purse with aluminum foil to prevent spontaneous spending. She claimed the crinkle noise reminded her not to shop. Her wallet eventually stuck to the foil during a heat wave, and she paid for coffee with crumpled singles and melted gum. 90. To save on gym costs, one man tied milk jugs to a broomstick and did squats in his driveway. Pure resistance training, he boasted. Neighbors assumed it was performance art and started tipping him. He made $6 and pulled a hamstring. 91. A man rigged a leaf blower to cool his living room during summer. He placed it on a swivel chair and set it to hurricane. The result? Airborne magazines, one terrified cat, and a ceiling dent. He described it as industrial elegance. His wife described it as divorce paperwork. 92. A woman made an entire dinner party using only free samples from a warehouse club. Guests were seated, then served one meatball, half a taquito, and a cube of cheese. Dessert? 2 spoonfuls of frozen yogurt split 8 ways. Everyone left hungry. She called it guerrilla gastronomy. 93. A man in Ohio refused to buy batteries. He'd swap half-used ones between remotes, flashlights, and clocks, hoping for energy balancing. When the TV remote died mid-game, he borrowed the thermostat battery. His house stayed cold for 2 days, but his team won. 94. A couple trained themselves to fall asleep using only the sound of running tap water, so they wouldn't use heating. They called it hydrohypnosis. Their bathroom faucet ran all winter. The water bill doubled, but they claimed it's cheaper than gas and more soothing. 95. A woman refused to buy picture frames. Instead, she laminated family photos and taped them directly to the wall. She called it frictionless design. Visitors called it hostile minimalism. One baby photo fused permanently during a heat wave. It's now considered a mural. 96. A man in Utah used marbles instead of ice cubes. Reusable, long-lasting, dishwasher-safe, he insisted. Until one shattered inside a gin and tonic and chipped his tooth. He later admitted, "Some experiments are better left frozen." 97. One woman removed all mirrors from her house to save time and avoid vanity-related purchases. Her makeup became interpretive, her outfits unpredictable. When someone complimented her shirt, she replied, "Thank you, I didn't know." 98. A guy made curtains from pizza boxes duct taped together and painted black. "Light blocking and delicious," he joked. One fell on a lit candle during a dinner date. The pizza smell was back, this time with flames. The date was not impressed. 99. To cut down on laundry, a man wore only reversible clothing. Shirts, jackets, even jeans. 2 days per piece minimum. On day 3, he called it wrinkle camouflage. Others called it a walking confusion of seams and mystery stains. 100. A woman made her own slippers out of sponges and shoelaces. "Great for wet floors and kitchen multitasking," she said. The grip failed mid-dishwashing and sent her sliding into a pantry shelf. She now wears sneakers, indoors. 101. A man hosted a birthday party using only items from his recycling bin. He crafted decorations from cans, made party hats from cereal boxes, and served cake on flattened milk cartons. He called it zero waste celebration. His friends called it trash bash, but kinda genius. That's all. 101 absurd ways Americans pinched pennies with pride, chaos, and maybe a little glitter glue. Some ideas might even inspire you or haunt you. So tell us, which one would you try or never admit to? And if you've made it this far, you're one of us. Your code word is pickle logic. Type it in the comments and confuse everyone else.